Well, in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's immigration ban over the weekend, actor and former White House Associate Director of Public Engagement Kal Penn took to Instagram.
Little did he know that by posting a negative comment he received telling him that he, quote, doesn't belong in America and linking it to a donation page, he would be able to raise more than $800,000 for Syrian refugees. And that's exactly what he did. And Kal joins us in studio this morning. Thanks for being here and congratulations.
Thanks for having me. Well, thank you. Congrats not to me, but to all those who donated it. Yeah.
800,000, is that where we are about?
We are. It's just over 800,000. It was just under last night, and I posted an update saying we're $9,000 under 800 grand, which is unbelievable, by the way. And folks kicked it up overnight.
Let's talk about this, because your initial reaction to the ban was what?
Well, my initial reaction to the ban, I think, is that of a whole lot of Americans, which is this is not who we are. It's totally un-American. And if you're looking at it from a national security perspective only, it also makes us royally unsafe. So bad idea overall.
You took to social media, like so many other people did, to voice your concern, to stand up. And what made you decide to take that one comment and say, and where did that idea come from to sort of flip it around and say, you know what was meant to hurt people, I'm going to use to actually help?
I was literally in bed reading through Instagram comments, and I saw, you know, and people will troll you all the time, and you usually just ignore it. But I saw that, and I kind of thought, well, what if there's a 14-year-old me out there who's reading a comment like that and going, that guy didn't say anything. He just sort of looked at that and ignored it. And I thought, also, I feel like this is so far beyond that. So many of us are so irritated at what President Trump's doing in our names, and we want to respond with love and with joy and with positivity and really make a difference. I thought, all right, maybe we can raise $2,500 in the name of Syrian refugees who are now not allowed in America, in the name of this guy who tried to troll me and tell me I couldn't, you know, I shouldn't be in America. So I put up a CrowdRise page to get some money raised, and within 20 minutes it was way above the $2,500. Not because of me, but because people felt the same way that I did and kept sharing it, and now it's up to 800 grand.
See, I think we're witnessing something really interesting here, in that, you know, we've talked about the rise of slacktivism. You know, people clicking or using a hashtag and thinking that is sort of shepherding something forward. This seems to be different. This seems that there is opposition that is crystallizing. We saw it with the ACLU over the weekend, where they normally raise $4 million in a year, and because they opposed legally, they challenged the ban, they raised $24 million in 2 days. Amazing. And they don't know what to do with this windfall. And you were expecting a certain amount of money, you got even more than that. And it seems like there is a crystallization happening of opposition to this administration.
Yeah, I think that's right, and people are trying to find creative, powerful ways that aren't just regressive and aren't just negative. I mean, look, to be sure, speaking out vociferously and doing things, you know, that are agitating are probably as important as they've been throughout history. But also being a little more creative. How are we using technology? How are we using things like crowdsourcing? The ACLU does a phenomenal job, and they're going to have to hire a lot more new lawyers because of the new administration. So people are really coming through with it.
On your point, Ben, it's also interesting to see people. You know, it's called being more political, but really standing up. You're somebody who's worked on the political side. You also work as a, you know, as a celebrity. You work as an actor. What made you make the decision to not just say, you know, spread a message of love, but to actually stand up and take action and motivate people to action?
I mean, we love our country. We love America. The America that I grew up in and was born and raised in is not hateful and is not vitriolic in the way that we're seeing some of the narrative come out of the White House. And so I think a lot of us we're not willing to just sit here and say, okay, you can have 4 years of telling the world that this is who we are. That's not who we are. And I think that's why we feel so strongly to come together with positivity and love, not just for us, but for folks around the world. And people have donated to that CrowdRise page from all 50 states. I've got the metrics back. 44 different countries the last time I looked, the highest being Canada, our neighbors. But so people are really, it's not, you know, it's not just something that you might see in New York or LA or from celebrities or things like that. It truly is all 50 states.
I got one last question for you, and that, you know, you were compelled by the message of Obama to leave a very successful career in Hollywood to go into politics. Could you see being motivated again to do that again?
I mean, I think in a way a lot of us are motivated now, right? It seems like Donald Trump's bringing America together, just not in the way he thought he would. We're coming together in opposition to some of these awful policies. You know, I don't know. I don't have any plans to go back into government. This was sort of being inspired by President Obama and having, you know, the honor of serving my country for a couple of years. But a lot of people do that. You know, a lot of folks go in and out of government. They'll serve for 6 months or a year, or a couple of years, go back to their private sector jobs, and you know, it was an honor.
Well, we're pleased to have you here today.
Thank
we're pleased
you,
with the work that you've done and the work that you're doing in Toronto on Designated Survivor.
It's been awesome, and I love Toronto. Great city.
Thanks so much. And you can watch Kal Penn in Designated Survivor, which returns Wednesday, March 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on CTV.